All right, so Google Draw is another way that you can design your own clothing. So if I search Google Draw, the first thing that comes up should be the right page. And it takes you just to a blank template of a new Google drawing. So you might want to make sure that you're signed into your Google account so that way it just automatically saves to your drive when you're done. All right, so before I start with any clothing, I think I'm going to do my background first to make it a little bit more interesting. So you can go to gradient, and then you can even create your own custom gradient and use colors that you want to use. So I want to kind of create this sunset effect. So I'm choosing some yellow and orange. I want it to have enough contrast so that it looks kind of dramatic. So I might kind of go in and darken this. You can customize your colors so that way you can get exactly what you want. And hit OK. And then it'll change your background. All right, now that I have that done, I can go to Insert, Image, and then you can search the web. So this is a part where you need to choose what kind of clothing you want to make. You can search for anything, a hat, a shirt, pants, whatever you want to do. But I think this week I'm going to do a hat. So I'm just going to search hat drawing. And then the three things that you put after are PNG, the 3 letters. So that means that whatever file comes up should be transparent so I can see my background through the empty space of my design. Some of these aren't really hats, but I think I'm going to choose this cowgirl hat or cowboy hat and insert that. All right, good. So that one works because I can see the background through the hat and through the extra background around the hat, so that works. I'm going to drag it so that it's in the middle to those red lines up here. And now we can kind of start thinking about how we want to change our hat. So one thing that you can do is change the color of your hat so that it isn't just the background color. To do this, you need to go to Line and then Curved Line or Polyline. They're very similar. The only difference is that Polyline will create straight lines in between the points that you click, and Curved Line will make curved lines between the points that you click. So what you need to do is take your cursor and you need to click all around the border of your hat on the black outline it has. So the less space you have between your clicks, the more accurate your line will be to the shape of your hat or your clothing item. I think there is only a certain amount of clicks that you get to go all the way around your outline, so it might be a good idea to do only as many clicks as you need to get that shape, that outline correct. So if you get most of the way done and it closes off before you're ready, that might mean that you clicked too many times. So you probably just have to go back and redo it with a little less clicks. All right, so when you get back to where you started with your outlining, you're going to be able to choose what color you want to make your item of clothing. I think for my hat, I'm going to do a gradient again, but again, I'm going to customize the colors because I kind of have something specific in mind. Okay, once you're happy with your color, we need to kind of fix the outline of the hat now. So if you go back up to where the cursor is and you hit select, it's going to select your hat, and then you go up to Arrange, Order, and Send Backward. So this brings the outline of my hat back up so that way I get those lines back to where I need them. Another thing you can do is add some different patterns to your hat. So I'm going to look for a cheetah pattern to add to this hat. And I'm going to select it and insert it. Now, after I have it inserted, I need to do something with it. One thing that you can do is crop it to a certain shape. So if you go up to the crop symbol and over to that arrow where it says Mask Image, you can select those different shapes and it will automatically format your print or your pattern to the shape that you select. Okay, so now I have my heart cheetah print, and I think I'm just going to kind of make this a little bit smaller so I can fit it on the top part of my hat. Another thing you can do is add words. So if I go to Insert and then go all the way down to Word Art, you can type in whatever you want to put in on top of your hat. So because it's a cowgirl hat, I'm going to do Yeehaw. You can also change, that's not right. You can also change your words quite a bit with Word Art. It makes it a little bit more easy to edit if you choose Word Art instead of regular text. So I'm going to make it the right size so it fits on the hat. I'm also going to go up and change what kind of font it has and even the color. Again, I like the gradient, so I'm going to use gradient again this time to add a little bit more pizzazz to my font. Okay, again, I'm going to search for a different kind of pattern or print to put a little bit more detail on my hat. So I'm going to look for a glitter background. I'm going to try to find the right glitter to match my hat. Once you have that inserted, again, you can go over to shapes and then choose whatever shape you want to make the print that you inserted that shape. So if you go up to Format and then Format Options, you have this sidebar pulled up, and you can go in and you can do a bunch of different things to change the image. So you can recolor it if you want to, if it's not quite the right color. You can make other adjustments, like making it more transparent, which might make it look like it's more a part of the hat. So I think I'm going to leave that. You can change the brightness, the contrast a little bit, if you want the colors to kind of stand out from one another. If you go down to drop shadow, you can change the angle and the distance the shadow is from the picture. So that might be good if you're trying to make things look like they're coming off of your clothing item. I don't think it's going to really fit for what I'm doing, so I'm just going to leave it without a shadow. But it would be a good option if you want to kind of add some 3D elements to what you're making. Alright, so I'm done with my hat now. The last thing I did is I went in and did another curved line around the brim of my hat because I wanted it to be a different color than the top of my hat. So this will automatically save to your Google Drive. So you don't have to really do anything with it because it will already be saved in your Google Drive. You can download it if you want, if you feel like that's going to be easier to submit it like that. You could download it as a PDF or as a PNG file image. I think either one will work just fine. But if you go to Google Classroom and go to week 2, it should come up if you go to attach file under your submission. If it doesn't work though, another option is to come back and download it and then attach a file from your computer. Either option should work just fine. Alright, I hope you have fun with this way of creating. I know I did. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with.